Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the iGPFun Formula 3 Season 4 finale here, presented by Virtual Racing School here at Hungaroring Circuit. I'm Austin. I'm joined by Marco Babanera, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV.
Yes, Austin, hello to you, hello to everybody. Welcome to the last round of iGPFun for this Season 4 of 2021. It's going to be great race from Hungaroring, and I think that we are absolutely in for a cracking race. You know, this is going to be my last iGPFun commentary and broadcast ever, but you know, I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world right now.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure commenting with you as immediately YouTube chat's blaming me.
It was my fault. It was my fault for the late start. But we can tell you that whilst the drivers are in commentary, Thiago Marteau has secured the championship in front of Gavin Petty, Andy Flint, Luca Varani, and Samuel Orma. This is your top 5. Still a bit to fight for. Second place in the championship, of course. It is still up in the air. Also 4th and 5th place, but even 6th because Lucas Marucco, Alex Fournier, they're all there or thereabouts. Another season of domination from Thiago Marteau, who we saw yesterday in the Academy Series, sporting his new livery with the Delta Sport U4K. Martin Devine should be the champion in the 2000 and below category. Patrick Rowlands in second, Elvin Cortecas, Reed Dennis, Richard Van Veen, a little bit more spaced out, these drivers in the championship, but even here everything should be with 43 points on offer for the race victory. Everything should be pretty much set. Austin, it's a new track. I mean, it came out 3 months ago now, so it's a relatively new track. It has already been part of the official schedule this week. What can you tell us about the Hungaroring?
Well, Hungaroring's a tight, twisty circuit, and it's going to be challenging these drivers a lot. We saw this action happening in the Apex Formula 3 series. You know, similarly sized grid. I think exactly the same size grid as what we saw on Saturday. And you know, we saw a lot of we saw a little bit of carnage in the opening sector, but it was very close racing throughout the race, and you know, very close, but it's also very hard to overtake. So, you know, they're going to have to really fight it. So, like I'm fighting to just reference anything from earlier today.
Yeah, we'll keep the spoilers at a minimum. Don't worry if you haven't seen the race. Lamy Marteau, Olson, Teyes, and Flint, your top 5 so far. Still a couple of drivers with a lap time to be set. One of them is Leonard Sherry. There he is, coming around the final corner with his bat livery. As he comes past the start-finish line, will he improve on his P16? Well, he improves on his time. Not an improvement on his final position. So he's going to stay in 16th unless he gets overtaken by any other drivers. Not by Julio Palacio, who's made close friends with the wall. And we see. Of course, it's a long race tonight, longer than the officials, as we always say. So you need to manage those tires, need to be gentle with the car, and more importantly, be careful in turn 1 and turn 2. We saw last night, you know, one can make fun about the F1 race here at Hungaroring from this season, the big crash, but if you think about it, it's not really a track that makes you think about pile-ups and big crashes. Last night in the Academy Series, we had a couple of them. It only takes, with a grid this big, it only takes one driver spinning, and we saw how slippery it was, especially the traction zone coming out of 1 and coming out of 2, Austin.
Yeah, coming out of 1 and 2, such a hard hairpin, and it's a double apex corner. That's why it's called turn 1 and 2, heading into turns 3. Actually, no. Yeah, it is.
I was meaning the right-hander and the left, because also the left-hander we saw the big pile-up. Yes, coming out of the left-hander when you know, it's a bit slippery. Chaotic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. It doesn't strike me as, you know, a track where there are big pileups. So I'm not expecting them, but it can be deceivingly safe to drive around here. Now, of course, the drivers will have been, cautioned by the officials before the race on what they can and can't do, and we know the very nice rules that promote great racing and safe racing here in iGPFun, and I'm all for them. So let's go through the starting grid now. Will the starting grid have gained a bit of weight compared to yesterday? The answer is yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And qualifying is over. Jerome Lamley started up on pole position ahead of Thiago Marteau. Starting right beside him, Tobias Olsen and Antonio Tellez in 4th place. They're followed by Andy Flint, Alex Fournier, Simon Fessi, Gavin Petty, Victor Barris, Max Bartolotta, Andrea Catalini, and Adam Talsma in 12th place. Max Giacchino in 13th, followed by Lucas Maruk, Laurent Christopher De Real in 15th, followed by Leonardo Cherry, Luca Ferrani, Stuart Millen, Eric Palacio, and Alec Hopkins in 20th. Julio Palacio starts behind Eric in 21st, with Richard Van Veen in 22nd. Fabio Viola and Alessandro Dalladone, that's a name we know, in 24th. They're followed by David Martin, Ryan Berry, Zolta Zomotor, Reed Dennis, Cucciaido, Elaine Corticas, Giovanni Soletto, and Ishan Nage, with Phil Waller, Clearna, Richie Robinson, Martin Devine, Zachary Beeson right behind them. And the final 2 rows, Joshua Wilson, Daryl Governor at the end of the grid is Noel Richie Robinson in 39th.
So we have the Palacios, we have the Richie Robinsons, both of them. Therefore, I'd say we go with the initial before the driver.
Ah, there it is. As everyone's all lining up. I wasn't expecting Alessandro to show today.
You see the drivers are starting at the very
Sideways.
back end of the field. This is where the front of the field is, and this is where we are. Where in around 10 seconds, Austin, we should get the starting lights.
Yeah, starting light should be coming up very soon. We're waiting for a few drivers, but I believe they're just going to be taking this one a little bit easier, starting from the pit lane, so there might be a few spaces back in the grid, but hey, it's time to rock and roll for one last time of the season. It's green, green, green here at Hungaroring, and away we go. Lamley and Marteau, good start right there. Marteau's getting right beside him. Lamley immediately. Olsen's in the draft. He's just peeking out of it. Looking on that outside right now as everyone's staying 2 wide. Some drivers making it 3 wide down the field right there for most of the case. Everybody's staying side by side, heading into turns 1. Lamley off that exit.
Yeah, sorry, Austin.
Lamley off that exit, defending onto the inside of Olsen right behind him. Olsen trying to sneak down onto the inside of Marteau. He's actually done it. Marteau's on the inside of Olsen right there. Olsen trying to hold it around the outside. Big wiggle job right there. But Olsen's able to keep it beside Marteau. We saw this in the Apex Formula 3 series. And oh man, Marteau's in the curves. And Marteau and Lamley, big crash in behind. And somehow it was just one car spinning.
Incredible. I saw them all in the pits, but instead it's Bartolotta and the Team Shushu car of Fournier. Incredible. I was sure that was going to be a disaster.
Yeah, I was calling the chaos before it happened right there. Big crash, more just like big spin and big smoke scream. Everybody saw that happen, and they just backed off immediately, and nobody took anything really aggressive. They all got through that, and I gotta applaud these drivers here.
Absolutely.
Usually we've been seeing chaos throughout the week in official races, on Reddit and everything. That was cool.
And this is why this is a great series. I'm shocked that I still get surprised when these things go smoothly in this championship. This is because it's so great to race here. The officials, the organizers really know how to make these drivers put it into their heads, that they have to be respectful and very alert, as there is a spin there in the back. Fabio Viola, again, he spins out of the way and
keeps
rejoins.
On his brakes, gets back in front of the 2 other cars right there, but the officials of the series should start working for another officiating organization. Might help them. I'm treading water.
Yes. You are living dangerously. Oh, Leonard, no! What a save!
He saved it. Speaking of living dangerously right there, O'Cherry with his tire grip right there on the outside. He's gone onto that curb and saved that one too.
So Austin, yesterday we were looking at the Academy Series and Thiago Martó of course made the switch to Delta Sport U4K, but here for one last time I would think representing Team Shazhou, proudly with that number 1 on the car. You know, a bit strange. It's like seeing a sports player wearing 2 different shirts in back-to-back days, but you know, it's a fitting tribute. He's been fantastic. He's going to bring home the title, and what a better way to do it than with his old school Team Shazhou livery for this one last race.
It's reminding me a little bit of Bo Jackson, where he used to play football and baseball in the same year, and he would be playing for one team, then another team the other day. Different sport, everything, but you know, with Martó, it's a change of paint right there, and let me tell you, that's always very cool to see. And I've also, like, that is, I know contract goes to the end of the season, but you know, the start of this new season in Apex, he's in Delta, but at this it's Shazhou, and he is coming back to the series next season, I believe. So I am not sure though.
Great pass by Simon Fessy there on Eric Palacio, and Alessandro Daledon is waiting in the wings. Let's jump on board with the driver from northern Italy as he tries to sneak into this battle. You know, Austin, I just speaking of which, you know, dual sport athletes were a bit more common in the past, as Luca is fighting with Leonard there and goes no, he has to stay behind. Apologies. I read a mind-boggling statistic today as Luca goes wide, that Tom Brady is the last remaining player drafted by the Montreal Expos, who were of course a baseball franchise.
Now that is a fact that I didn't even know happened, because I didn't know Tom Brady played baseball.
Well, he got drafted, but...
Okay, he got drafted.
I think he made the smart decision to pick football in the end.
Football, yeah. Just judging by how many rings that guy's had, I think he made the right decision.
I'm sure a lot of our Canadian drivers, especially those from Quebec, missed the Montreal Expos. But let's say they were not the luckiest of franchises. Fessy almost knocking on the rear end. Sorry, that was Palacio almost knocking on the rear end. Yeah, and Eric is being put under pressure by Daledon there, so this train of 4 cars, as we can highlight it with the battle box, that even takes a bit more of the drivers, like Varani and Leonard. Here we go on the inside, there goes Simon.
Fessy. Down the inside, beauty of a look and beauty of a move, easy as Sunday pie right there. Simon Fessy makes that move work, and is he going to have it challenge back? No, he's not. But now look at Eric. Eric gets into the back of him. No, no, no.
Oh,
big incident, and Daledon was caught up in it, and it was just a small tap by Eric into the back of him. And Stuart Millen went around riding on board of Eric.
We are on board of the chopper.
See, yeah, just got in there.
Oh, the Z3, of course, it's these trees. I mean, every time. I know it's not.
Did Alessandro make any contact with him? I feel like he didn't. I don't see any damage on the car.
The car seems to be okay. So. At least there's that. Jerome Lamy there at the front. He's enjoying a nice day in the sun. We know it's a long race. We know these drivers, you know, some of these drivers like Martó, Olson, especially Olson, likes to come back in the second half of the race. Now, this season, the victories in the championship, in 11 races so far, 7 for Martó. And then we had 1 for Bartolotta and 2 for Olson, so that makes 10, and I'm missing 1, so 7, 8, 9, 10. There's another driver who won a race and then only won that, maybe, or maybe I'm I don't know how to count.
That would be Lamley? No. You know what?
That was Gianfranco Pagotto. Gianfranco was such a regular in the past, had a spot start, I think, only 1 race this season and won. So for Jerome, of course, he's always there or thereabouts. My point was, but is still to taste victory this season. So I'm sure it would nothing. I mean, I always say this, Austin, nothing better than winning the last race of the season.
Yeah, last race of the season, you know, it's the go-home show. Last race of the season and the year, and of the build, too. Ooh, Marteau gets out a little bit wide, caught the curb just a little bit, but he is really pushing those limits and trying to catch up to Lamley within 1 second. But, yeah, this is one that every driver wants to win. It's like Spa. It's always a crown jewel event. You know, in iRacing, we don't really have those crown jewels events. Some leagues do have a crown jewel set up event, the track that they always go to, and everyone gives it through all that. I would say Spa would be that one, which is the one that Pagoda won.
So, Austin, if you go, dear viewers, you go to irace.talisma.ca, that's irace.talisma.ca, you can find not only the championship standings and everything, but also if you click on a driver's name, you find all of their data. So you can find, for example, that, you know, incredibly, because it's very quick, Jerome, who's in his second full season, hasn't won a single race. So this would be his maiden victory in the championship. Long way to go.
Yeah, long way to go here at Hungaroring. Victor Barris looking back at Catalini. And Catalini to set the new fastest Sector 1. Purple Sector 1 for him, so he's definitely storming through that first part of the track. And getting a lot of draft opportunities, but he's got to get past Victor Barris if he wants to continue on, because that dirty air. We were talking to a few drivers yesterday, and they were saying it gets a little bit hard to follow through here.
Yeah, even with these cars can be difficult, but the saving grace is that you can really close the gap if you have a good exit of the final. You know, the higher downforce cars struggle a bit with that final corner because it's a long sweeper where you can't really follow. But with these cars you can, and so that first corner, it's big braking area, so you can really go for moves. We've seen a lot of moves, and then the defending car has the chance to switch back and go at it again at the left-hander. So despite not being the best of tracks, in my opinion, I don't really like this place. It's certainly working nicely with these little cars. Here we go, Andrea, big dive.
That's a late look.
Oof. Victor
that was
says
a late
no.
look. He was selling a dummy right there, and I think Victor might have bought it. He was very aggressive all that turn in. Car snapped to the right when he got onto the brace to just deter any aggression from there. As this is Laurent Christopher de Ruel, currently in 12th place.
And I think he has a fan in the chat, Carl Bonnier, I think, is supporting Laurent Christophe, and so hopefully he... And here's two Canadians, Fournier and now Fournier, with that mistake or contact, we have... Oh! Big hit! Big shoulder barge, I should say.
Hip check.
Hip check, yes.
That could have got a little bit worse, but it was a great save by Ishan, the receiving end of that little tap right there from getting out onto the curb. Let's get a quick replay if we can.
Yeah, this is what happened at the start to Alex. He spins, the synchronized spinning there, and then Bartolotta collects nothing Max could do there. So Alex spun together with another car. They both moved out of the way, but Max, you know, the Fournier car was moving, and so Max couldn't really do anything to avoid him, unfortunately. That's why Max Bartolotta got the big damage. It was a yellow car, but it wasn't Giovanni, so I'm trying to recognize who that was. Going to be a tough predicament.
Move it up from the field.
Yeah, I mean, you know. But look at that. I think Thiago is coming back at Jerome.
He's close within 3/10 now. Lap 5, you're getting 2/10 right there, going way wide. Lucas Maruk, you know, trying out the Hungaroring rallycross track that doesn't exist, but you know, he's making some plans for it. But yeah, Marteau, 7/10 separated them. And speaking of which, rallycross.
it has been confirmed that, of course, not only we will get both directions at no kill, but also the rallycross track. So you were right,
Yes!
Austin. I'll tip my cap to you. And
if you want the lot of numbers, come to me.
Also, there is this, you know, in the past, when I was younger, so much younger than today, Austin, the new build, you always came out on a Tuesday. Lately, it's been coming out on a Wednesday, but this time it's going to be on Tuesday. So, you know, only 48 hours away, even less than that, to the new build.
I'm bouncing in my seat just thinking about the build and, you know, everything that's coming with it. You know, the Hyundai and Hyundai TCR, Honda TCR overhyped machine. It doesn't have VTEC, but I'm going to expect a lot of VTEC stickers.
I mean, I am required by law to drive the Honda, given, you know, my ties with dinner with racers. So, yeah.
I should be required by law too, because I driven the Honda Pace car, which is a TCR basically. But you know, I have friends in Hyundai, so that's where I'm going. I'm excited about that. Knock Hill, you know, rallycross, fun. Brazilian stock cars. Hope you didn't forget about that one. Those are going to be very fun. 2 Aussie tracks are coming by. Not sure if it's this build. I think it's next. Sometime next year. So also it goes sideways.
Yeah, as per usual,
save.
These last couple of days before the build, we'll get everything
released.
Everything, released. And as I'm not mistaken, the iRacing officials made a post about expecting some big news for Monday, which is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, all I just know is there's a little bit darker skies.
I will not say anything because you know, in the meantime, thanks to Will Mac telling us in the chat, rightfully so, that very quietly Tony Jimenez is having a fantastic race. He's sitting in 4th place right now, and this is exactly where he started. In matter of fact, top 5 are exactly where they started, so this is Hungaroring for you, but behind them there has been plenty of passing. And I think this will be his best result if he can hold it, because top 6th place is his best ever finish in this championship.
Absolutely, and this is going to be very, very exciting. And Tellis doing a fantastic job, like we said, currently in his best result. You know, you got to keep it to the end of the race, and he's got Andy Flint behind him, and Andy Flint just posted his personal best lap, which is actually just 0.05 of a second faster than Tony ahead of him. But you know, that gap it ballooned out, but now it's starting to look like it's shrinking a bit.
You can hear the tires squealing from underneath the rear wing of the Lara F3 for Antonio. Andy Flint, as you were saying, following close, and so is Gavin Petty, there is. And Victor Varris, Antonio's teammate, is in 7th in front of Catalani, Talsma and Giacchino. Let's see what they have for us for the last race of the season. Oh man.
Oh man, we were already. Aww. Adam Talsma put his heart out for you. Mark Bobadera, thank you for all the memories. And something about Austin.
They still love you. I love you guys. You are amazing. Thank you. I'm speechless. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, we love you, Marco, and you know, celebrating your last race here in iGPFun with us, and not your last race on Apex Racing TV. You're still stuck with me for a few weeks. But, you know, it's always been a pleasure broadcasting with you, especially these Sundays. I always look forward to iGPFun Sunday with you, man.
Same here.
I'm not crying, I swear. It's just...
Let's go back to the action before this becomes a teenage drama. With Jerome Lamy and Thiago Marteau The gap has now once again extended a bit in favor of Jerome, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's this lap. No, well, yeah, the last 2 laps were basically identical, but the previous lap, lap 10, Lamy with the fastest lap of the race, and Marteau couldn't answer. Bit of traffic, yes, Austin, you are quite correct.
Yeah, it was actually held up heading into that corner, and ooh, that could have got a little bit spicy right there. Marteau might tip his cap to there. He gained 2 tenths through there.
We have trouble for Daryl Govender. Spun on the front stretch, so now we will be in the path of the leaders. He's staying on the side of the road, but they won't catch him before turn 1, I think.
Yeah, he's not going to catch him at the end of this straight. Might catch him heading into that kink, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Governor pulls off to the right side of the road and lets them by, because these two are storming in on him. And speaking of storming, Marteau 8 tenths now.
Yeah, this lap was 1/10 of a second, but you can see it's ebbing and flowing. And once again, if we know something about Marteau and Olson, but also now he's losing a bit of time. But you know, but both of them, in this case, of course, we can focus on Marteau since he's the closest. He really knows how to be gentle with the car. I said this many times. The more you are gentle with this car, the faster you are going to be at the end of the race. And Marteau has really excelled in this. And more often than not, you see him get the fastest lap of the race in the final lap. And the final few laps, you can see him sometimes when he's leading and maybe the guy in second is closing in on him. He gets a big push in the final 6-7 laps of the race, purple lap after purple lap, and gets the victory. Of course, the same goes when he's chasing. So let's actually, you know, maybe this is the first time you're watching a race around here. I doubt it, but you know, unless we have disasters happening all around the field, let's enjoy a lap on board with our champion.
Yeah, QT Marteau on board, heading down the front straight here at Hungaroring. Chasing down Jerome Lamley, Daryl Governor, staying to the right and letting both these cars by. Hitting onto the brakes, heading into turn 1 hairpin right now, getting onto the apex and getting back onto the throttle as we head down the little short chute underneath the Rolex bridge and into turn 2 off camber. Turn 2, very long, pretty much a mirror of what's on the opposite side of the track. A little bit of a kink for turn 3. Careful going out wide right here. Then the trickiest turn in all of Hungary, as it is supposed to be. It's that flying kink right there. Don't go out too wide. It's very tight off the exit. And it's another hairpin going up the hill past the water park and heading into this chicane area. Watch that curb on the inside line, and they're not happy. Then we head into Monaco without the walls left, and then a right. And then we go left again up here. It's not a sharp left. It's actually a very open left, then a much tighter right. You can really open it out right there. A lot of runoff for drivers to really get cheesy with it. Short straight, down onto the brakes, onto the right again. And then we got our ending sector. Perfect mirror of turn 2. But it's this time it's a left-hander. And now final corner, right-hander, 180 degrees, and that is a lap around Hungaroring.
Big fight here between Luca Varani, Alex Hopkins and Richard Van Veen. 3 names we have all grown accustomed to know over the years, as Marteau gets 35.2. It's the fastest lap of the race. In front of this trio, we have Cherry and Fessy also going at it, but I'm expecting Marteau to really put a, you know, at least try to put a move on the leader. And also we have a big fight for 4th between Tony Jimenez and Andy Flint. So this race is really, you know, booming, ballooning, I should say.
It is. Oh, no! Ooh. Adam Talsma getting out of the way, got into reverse at the right time. Big lockup down to the inside. Goes Alex Hopkins as Varani holds him on to the outside of Varani and Hopkins side by side. Heading into turn 2 now, Varani has that inside line. He can try to send one in there. Hopkins leaving him the space for that attempt. He's not going to go there. Richard Van Veen behind them as Tobias Olsen goes off the track. That's up at the front, and we're back to our fight for 15th right now. Richard Van Veen behind Alex Hopkins and Tellez. yeah, Alex Hawkins and Luca Verani as Adam Talsma yeah, it was Alex Hopkins hop in the curb.
Yes, Talsma spun, and yeah, Talsma is the one that spun, and Hopkins hopping the curb there. Let's go back to the start-finish line. Let's see this lap. Oh no!
Oh no! Lamley had the pressure of Marteau behind him, and he got the curb on the inside line. Back end kicked out. Car got upset, and around goes Lamley out of the lead and down to third. That is the most unfortunate thing. Let's run on board, and this is the camera we definitely need to be on. Watch how close he gets to the wall. Gets onto that raised curb right there, and car just got offset and over-rotated, and he is out of there right now. Let's ride on board a Tiago Marteau heading into that final corner as Lamley goes around right now. So we're on board a Marteau, and around it goes, and back into the lead for one more time.
So now Lamy, as you were saying, is in third. Tobias Olsson promoted to second. Gap at the front, 3.1 seconds. So let's see. Oh dear. Richard was fighting with Luca and Alex, and I'm afraid something must have happened in turn one.
Yeah.
Ooh, deep on the brakes.
Oh, deep. And then it's too much mustard off the exit. There's actually too much mustard throughout the entire corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of sliding.
Yeah, it's it's one of those moments where you make a mistake on the exit, and the mistake
mistake on the entry.
A mistake on the entry, sorry, continues all the way to the exit.
Oh no! Eric Felicio and Fabio Viola into each other. Big contact. Heading into the kink. Both of them are slowing up, just not too much. And
Italian rear wing holding on nicely, I have to say. I was shocked.
Hey, for once it actually holds on right there.
Simon gets past Leonard, so it's up to P12, -5 for Simon, unfortunately, on the day. In front of them there's Lucas, and there is our newcomer Laurent Christophe Turuel, who's actually looking forward to the view with a top 10. Let's have a quick look at Tony Jimenez. We said he was under pressure from Andy. He was able to pull away slightly, you can see from the lap time comparison. And a big alpha second with his personal best on lap 14. So now trying to secure fourth place. Jerome is in front of them. But, of course, apart from the mistake on lap 14, seems like Jerome has the pace to at least finish on the podium, but I'm sure he wants a bit more now. The question is, can Jerome close in on Tobias and fight for second place?
Yeah, fight for second place as Marteau pulling away and doing Marteau things. Now Lamley, he definitely wants that second place at least, and he definitely wants that lead back. But that mistake, it's just so hurtful right there. Curbs. You're always taught, hey, you can use some of the curbs, but there are parts of the track where you just can't use any curb, and they're kind of inviting. These curbs on here are not that raised. You only really know of 2 raised curves.
I mean, if we look at it now, also, it doesn't really look like a curb. It looks like an extra bit of tarmac. Maybe it's just the way it's painted, but you see?
Yeah, it's actually raised. Like, you can tell it's a little bit raised right there, but because it doesn't have any determining factors on how raised it is. It's very deceiving. But, if we take a camera down there and we just use the camera tool, put it right down there, you could definitely tell that it's raised a little bit on the apex. And, the hairpin as well, right before it, is the same story right there. You can tell it from this shot heading into...
Let's see if we have a camera there, a static camera on that curb.
Oh, we're a static camera hunting.
I mean, you can see
it is raised.
Yeah,
it's a static camera that I am on... I believe you saw the same camera, right?
Yeah, this should be the same. Also,
the curves are a little bit raised, but some of these curves are just extremely flat, like that one that we just went across, heading into sector 3 right there. And wide a bit. Olsen back end kicked out, riding onto the curb. As Andy Flint gets onto the curbs right here. Gavin Petty right behind him. Has a little bit better line. Flint taking that inside line defensively. Gavin Petty going to use that overall speed to try to catch him down as the sun is reflecting very beautifully off the track.
Yeah, it's almost 11 a.m. here on the 28th of November in Budapest. 24 degrees on the track, so nice conditions for a race. Can't complain.
Perfect conditions for a beautiful, beautiful race.
You see the rear view look at Gavin there as he's trying to close the gap to Andy. Andy's been, closing in on Tony. Looked like he was going to attack for 4th place, but now the gap is almost 3 seconds between 4th and 5th. Therefore, Andy probably looking more behind than in front. But we never know. Of course, Reed Dennis is unfortunately out of the race, or at least out of contention, and this is why.
Oh yeah, that's well,
that curve
out of the
is
deadly.
Yeah. Oh, Jerome leaving dangerously again. As we
living dangerously, he is, and if there is any time to live dangerously, it is the final race of the season. Like Frank Williams always loved to say, and his favorite quote from one of my favorite movies, Top Gun: "I have the need for speed." Now, the need for speed doesn't include safe driving. You're just going to have to get in there and send it at times. And
oh, I agree with you. I mean, just when you want to go fast, you go fast.
I want to go fast. Also a great movie quote.
Yes. By the way, do you want to join the championship? Of course, now week 13 is upon us, but this will restart immediately after the break, following the official iRacing F3 calendar. There you go, there's the Discord link. I will post it also in the YouTube chat momentarily. And great community, 2 requirements: be nice to each other and knowing how to control the car in a big pack, which doesn't mean being fast in a big pack, like controlling the car in a big pack. As we have a car in the grass, that's Alex, so he gets passed by Luca, a little bit of agricultural racing there. And you find a fantastic community. I mean, I've left a bit of my art with iGPFun, and I was just a commentator. I can imagine being a driver. You can talk to the drivers every day, as Luca gets a creative line and he gives the position back. And no pun intended.
Yeah. Oh my god.
As I was saying, you meet a community of great drivers that all drive the F3. You can, practice for the official series, which again is the same calendar as iGPFun. You learn about setup making, big practice sessions, tips, tricks from everyone, from the fastest drivers. All the drivers have something to teach you. And on Sundays, you get to be on TV. I mean, what more do you want? Then iGPFun, there's the link. Once again, let me post it for you on the graphics. Join this championship. It is amazing.
Join this championship. It's amazing. It's pretty much the most simplest way to hop in here. You're going to have a great time. And, what better way to spend your Sundays with an entire grid of equally minded drivers and all of them having a great time. It's a lot less stressful than official racing, I can guarantee you that. And, Lamley. He might be the only one a little bit stressed right now because he is putting everything into that car to catch up to Olsen and trying to make that pass with 8 laps to go.
He's putting, he's not leaving anything on the table. He's pushing hard. He doesn't care. As Max goes past Elvin Cortecas for P23. Max, of course, had been to go to the pits for repairs after that crash in turn 1. Actually, let me try and identify that car that spun together with Alex.
Oh, here we go.
Which is impossible to find, of course. No, it's not on the event viewer, so I don't know, maybe it was a ghost car or something, but...
You know, I was about to say ghost car too.
He's spun alright, because I saw that
you know what?
from the view above. Mr. Yellow Car.
Yeah, Mr. Yellow Car. You know, I think I need to make a phone call to see about this car.
Austin is going to leave us to make the phone call, and we continue in our pursuit of the checkered flag, which is only 8 laps away right now, with Simon Fessy on your cameras right now, and Lennart Cherry a little bit in the, you know, in no man's land.
Apparently, Ghostbusters is being managed by some kids now.
Okay. So this gap not changing, still very stable after the spin from Jerome. Of course, you see, oh, Jerome again, you know, wiggling his tail there like an overexcited puppy, but still able to keep the car that half a second back from Tobias, but cannot get closer, Austin. Let's see if he can do that in this final few laps of the race. Lucas Maruca and Simon Fessy, you know, I love this car that Lucas has been driving. Awesome livery. Really like the color combination. And Laurent
Christophe getting very wild behind Lucas right there, but yeah, beautiful car.
Laurent Christophe in front of them, having a beautiful debut race in iGPFun. Still very safely in the top 10. Let's see if anyone of Lucas or Simon can go back and pass him. First, they need to make the pass here.
Big look right there, and easy look. Looks for no defense right there. Simon Fessy into a left, but Maruk can get him off the exit. Fessy taking a defensive line, heading into this corner. Now he can hold it around the outside right here, or attempt to switch back because, you know, the next corner is a right-hander. But Fessy was just way too fast into that corner. Maruk not going to fight it that hard, but he is definitely in position to get another run on Fessy next lap. So this battle is definitely not over right here. And Latsgar going wide through there as they head into the chicane. Just getting as close to that horn sausage curb right there without getting catapulted by it. And, you know, I think Maruk just found that limit right there. He was about at least a centimeter to spare. And yes, I used the meter term.
Yeah, that was the best, you know, end of season present you could ever give me, Austin.
What, I converted to meters?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I'm so happy. I'm so proud.
I've completely thrown off my American sense of speed just for you.
Thank you, Austin. Jerome got super close, coming out of the final corner. I thought he was going for a move in turn 1. That didn't happen, but I'm seeing that now he's been very close. So let's see if he can complete this pass. Two fantastic drivers. You know, this would be a very nice podium to finish the season. Marteau has dominated the championship. I'm sure Tobias and Jerome wanted to win, especially Jerome in the position he was. He had a good shot, at least in the mentality of a driver, Austin, I would imagine. If you are to lose the lead, you at least want to lose it on, you know, for a nice pass, a decent move. When you make a mistake, it's not fun, of course, I would imagine. But still, there is the consolation for Jerome having done a great second season. He's one of those drivers that I think... Oh, man.
Oh, that last car came out of nowhere and really messed up Tobias off that exit right there. And no damage that I can see, but oh man, I can tell you his heart was beating like a like a drum right there. Oh my gosh.
And that spooked a bit Jerome.
Like bongo.
That spooked Jerome a bit because he didn't go for the move. He had to get on the binders as well. So the situation stays the same. Thankfully, as you were saying, Austin, Tobias' car seems to be okay, which is a bit of a, you know, let's say today has been the day of resistant front wings, somewhat.
Oh, you're turning off the water. It's the last day on the mic, you can do it.
Exactly, you know what I mean? If I have to burn those bridges, you know, today's today.
I'm the one with the lighter fluid. You're just the one with the match.
Absolutely. Let's see Max Bartolotta and
racing.
Eric. Two very,
Max was
should you say aqua?
unfortunate races.
Aqua or turquoise, the color. Turquoise.
Yeah, I would say turquoise.
See, I cannot even say. Oh, Max.
That was a look. Big lockup there by Max, and a big hint of oversteer by Eric. And here comes Max once more, looking onto the inside. Max heading down the inside right here. Can he make it stick? Oh, they made contact off the exit. Max Bartolotta opened it up just a little bit too early, and that kicked him out wide into the side of Eric Felicio. And, you know, these two, they're getting a little bit rough and tumbly out there.
What we were saying about the final few laps and Thiago Marteau, fastest lap of the race this last time by.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a constant string of those shortly, as the fight for second is still alive and well. Let's run on board of Jerome Lamley behind as they fly through this corner, heading just up to 200 kilometers an hour, heading into the kink. This kink is just so tricky to actually make a move on, but you can gain so much time for it if you just absolutely nail it down right now. Lamley just hugging that inside curb. You can't get a more perfect apex than that. Oh, Lamley faking a look down the inside, heading into the curbing. And that's a big curb strike. He somehow saved that to get the point straight, and he didn't lose a lot of time from it.
He keeps on being aggressive in this middle portion of the lap and still gets away with it. So great car control from Jerome. I don't know how you know, profitable this is for his overall race pace, but you know, we are just in the final 3 laps in a bit, so you know, there is not a lot left to, you know, conserve and preserve on your car. Oh, I spoke too soon.
No!
And
that's
you know,
the wall.
I couldn't finish my career without a commentator's curse, you know.
Yeah, that's wing damage as well for Jerome. Front left wing, you know, he might go. I can't sneak into the pits though. If he sneaks into the pits, he'll be giving up third place to Tony Jimenez, which, you know, for Tony, be absolutely fantastic.
Leonard got a...
Whoa.
That is Zoltan, Zomotor.
Hello.
A lap down.
Why you stop there?
And so there was some spinning there by both drivers, and it seems like Jerome is trying to continue.
Yeah, the spin. He just stamped on the brakes and he stayed on the brakes, looked to his right like, just yell, "You okay, Phil?" And then went on going again.
Sector time comparison. Let's see what we have. Well, this doesn't tell us a lot because it was the previous lap, but let's see this lap. By the way,
2/10 of sector 1. That front wing is hurting him, and look who's behind. 2 seconds behind him in closing. Antonio Tellez. Tony.
And we weren't watching the live timing, the timing tower on the left because we were on the replay. But during the replay, Marteau crosses that finish line 35.15 as fastest lap of the race once again.
Now, this is where Lamley is going to be hurting a lot with that wing, but this is where he is always the most aggressive. You see Tony right behind him. Another 2/10 taken out of Lamley. Now these are the turns that are really going to be hurting him because that raised wing is on the inside of that curb, and you can see massive amounts of oversteer.
Let's see this lap, the comparison. We can have an idea with 2 laps to go for these drivers.
It's going to be another 2/10. Oh! Well, half a second overall. 2 laps to go for them. I don't think it's going to be close enough for it to really happen. But, you know, if Tony locks down a lap and Lamley is continuing to struggle like this and has a big moment, Tellez could definitely jump up in there.
We'll keep an eye on that. We still have Andy Flint and Gavin Petty. We still have Max Giacchino with Simon Fessy. Simon is having a fantastic race, but Max also is coming back. +4 now on his starting position. Hopkins and Fournier, another driver, Fournier, who's on the comeback trail. Didn't go for repairs because he only... I mean, his span got collected by Max there. But he deems his car to be okay. Max himself has gone to the pits after that contact. Massive comeback, up to 22nd place right now. Zoltan Zomotor, Martin Devine at the back end. Well, the last two running cars taking a big risk. Both of them, Austin.
Oh, they're going to be side by side heading into the kink, and neither of these drivers backing down. Yeah, they're Martin Devine back down right there. But man, white flag in the air. Marteau, another fastest lap with 7 seconds behind him. He is going to stamp this race away and stamp this year as a giant check mark as a battle for third. Tony and Lamley. Tony, you can see him just absolutely aggressive right behind him. And last lap was pretty much 1.7 seconds faster, and to send around the outside by Tony Jimenez, trying to hold around there, but you know he's got Lamley defending that inside line. Here comes Tony. Is he going to try and go for another move? He's looking down the inside. He's selling the fakie though, as Tony definitely seeing his opportunity right ahead of him. He's got to lock it down now. He was 1.7 seconds faster, but if he continues to play it very safe, Andy Flint can steal 4th place from him and might podium. Heck, Gavin Petty can do it as well. We have 4 drivers in the fight for 3rd right now, heading into the chicane on the final lap. Lamley leading into his favorite part of the track as how aggressive he likes to take it. And you can see Tony is right there, half a second behind him. Andy Flint just got within the second mark right now, as Thiago Marteau comes across the final corner and onto the front straight and across the line to take the final race win of the season. And Olsen comes home in 2nd place. Lamley now still in 3rd place. Big slide by Lamley, big correction. He's got 1 corner to go to lock it all in there, avoid that inside curve that caused all this chaos. He is going to come home with a 3rd place and escape there on the podium. And Tony Jimenez, new best IGP Fun result, 4th place. You can tell he's happy about that no matter what. He's happy. Andy Flint comes home in 4th place. Gavin Petty finishes in 6th place. Fight still down onto the track. Luca Perani and Ryan Berry nose to tail with each other.
Yes, the final few corners for Luca and for the Canadian driver Ryan behind him. Luca trying to hold on the 19th position. Just 1 corner left for him. There is. Can he hold it? Not a long run to the checkered flag, and he can.
He is.
I think they're doing a demolition derby or something.
Hey, that's the best way to end up the season. Destruction. Full throttle. Come on, you gotta go in there full throttle, guys.
I know, they're doing the donuts. Okay, you know.
It's just donuts.
And so, as they are burning it down in the Hungaroring, beautiful display by all the drivers. Look at that.
Yes.
We can go through the final results for this closing round of the IGP Fun 2021 Season 4 Championship here from the Hungaroring. There we go with the results on your screen. The winner and the champion, now we can say it, is Thiago Marteau in front of Tobias Olsson and Jerome Lamy third place after leading the race for the opening portion. He resists the charge of Tony Mendes, Andy Flint and Gavin Petty, all these 3 drivers had a legitimate shot at that final spot on the podium. And then we have Victor Barris, Andrea Catalani, Max Giacchino, Simon Fessy, and the debutant Laurent Christophe Deruel. He finishes in an excellent 11th place in a trio of Canadians, together with Lucas Maruca and Adam Tasma, Leonard Cherry, Alex Hopkins, Alex Fournier, Richard Van Veen, and Dave Martin, who finishes in 18th place. And then as we scroll down below, we will find other drivers. For example, in 19th place we have Luca Varani. He finished just in front of Ryan Berry with a valiant effort across the line, couldn't get P19. Max Bazzolotta, Ishan Nag, and Eric Palacio, Fabio Viola, Elvin Corteca, Stuart Mill, Killern, Richie Robinson, and Zoltan Zomotor. 2 laps down was Martin Devine, who despite that should, as I was saying earlier, bring home the title in his class. Of course, remember, we have a maximum of 10 races counted towards the end of season standings, so your miles may vary. I'm sure that Kyotiago has won the title regardless. So, of course, iRace.tasma.ca for all the final results, which will be uploaded, I imagine, in the next few hours. As I was saying, we have Daryl Commander, Phil Waller, Reed Dennis, Julio Palacio, Alessandro Daledonne, Giovanni Sellito, Joshua Wilson, Ito-san, Koji Ito, and Zachary Bison. He was in 38th place. And then the final few drivers, or the final driver I should say, from South Africa was Noel Richie Robinson in the 696. Austin, what a fantastic season once again, and what a great race to end our IGP Fun Championship.
What a way to end out the championship. You know, it was great from start to finish. Final race in the books, and Marco, what a final season it was for 2021.
It was amazing. Again, as I was saying, you know, this championship is really the highlight of the week. It might sound cheesy, it might sound something that we say for every series. It is not. It's really what we were looking forward to every week for the entirety of the past 2 years, basically. So, perfect way to end. I once again invite all of you who are watching this, who are interested in this, to join the championship. The link is at the top of the in-race chat. You can find it right now. And before we say anything else, let me tell you what an absolute honor and a privilege it has been to share the booth with Austin and to commentate on this fantastic championship. Thank you for putting your faith in me, and I wish the best. I know I'm leaving the series in some very, very capable hands next season. Thanks a lot.
It's always been a pleasure commentating with you, Marco. I'm certainly going to miss it. You're one of my best friends, and you're certainly one of my favorite one of my favorite people to ever share a booth with. And you know, it's not going to be the same without you, buddy.
Thank you. You know, unfortunately for you, as you were saying, we still have a couple of weeks left with other stuff, and then it's going to be curtains for
this
real.
Series.
Yeah, for this series, it is officially curtains for me. But something that I wanted to say, I will always be a fan. Every time I can, on Sunday nights, I'm going to be tuning in and watching the race. So, again, thank you. Austin, again, before this becomes an episode of Dawson Creek, take it away.
Well, thank you everybody for joining, not only for this race but the entire season of the iGP Fun Formula 3 series presented by Virtual Racing School here at Hungaroring. I've been joined by Marco Bobanera, and I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.